Hey y'all, welcome to Recess Break with Phys-Ed. It's Finish Strong Friday, so you know we're gonna do some kickboxing, but I realized that I never actually took y'all through a technique day. So we're gonna slow it down a little bit. This will probably end up being the video you wanna take a look at first, and we'll just go through all of the moves for today's class. All right, so let's start nice and easy. So whichever foot you like having forward, that's actually going to be your lead foot, okay? So if you're right-handed, you want your left foot forward because that's going to keep your power hand behind you, your power arm behind you, and this is going to be my lead hand. If you're left-handed, you're going to have your right foot forward and the opposite will be true, okay? So I'm right-handed. I'm going to start with my left foot forward. And I'm going to work on my jab with my left hand. So a jab is same arm, same leg, just straight out in front. And you can see that when I throw that punch, I'm turning my shoulders, I'm turning my hip, and you can't see my foot, but my foot comes up onto the toe and I get a little heel pop to go with it. And it's going to come right back between my cheekbone and my jaw to protect my face. I like my face. I'm sure you do too. So we always want to keep it safe. Okay? So that's my jab on my left side. If I was left-handed, my jab is going to be on my right. But everything else is the same. Okay? I'm going to go back to that left foot forward, that right hand stance. Okay? Now we're going to do the cross. So the cross is my back arm coming across my body, okay? So here's my jab, that's my straight. My cross is coming from the back, okay? And again, you see that hip, boom, that whole back leg is gonna rotate. I'm coming up on my back toe, boom. That's where all the power comes from, my whole core. And that's the big one, okay? When we wanna go high, that's my head shots. I'm aiming somewhere in the hurting parts of someone's face. We're gonna try not to use it on our friends, but in an emergency, you need to know where to aim, where you make it count. Okay, so high is to the face, and low, I'm gonna bend the knees slightly, but everything else is gonna be the same, and I wanna aim for that soft spot in the middle here as well, okay? So, crunchy parts on the head, soft spots on the belly, okay? Only to be used in an emergency situation or controlled environment. Talk to your parents first, all right? So if I say jab, cross, front arm, back arm, that's my jab, cross. If I say jab, jab, cross, that's where that combo comes from. Or cross, jab, cross, that's where that combo comes from. If I'm on the other side, jab, jab, cross, cross, jab, cross, same thing, just using my opposite arm, okay? Let's go into uppercuts. So an uppercut is coming elbow from my hip, and I'm aiming for just under the chin or just under the nose. That's my uppercut. So it's a little scooping motion, but again, shoulder and hip are gonna move. And it's the same movement on that back arm, okay? The only difference from that hip, my hip is rolling forward, and I'm still going elbow from the hip up under the jaw. If I want to take it into the body with a little spear or a body shot, I come down lower. It's the same move, it's just gonna hit right under the rib. So front, back. Okay, same move. If I'm left-handed, same move. To the face, to the body, okay? My hooks are coming to the sides of the face. That's my high hook. With my left foot forward, my front hook is gonna be my whole body, big round. So I don't wanna bicep curl, I don't wanna swing my palm towards me because I don't wanna get hit, but I wanna have a nice, strong 90-degree punch. When I'm using that back arm, same thing. So both hips, I'm gonna use the hip and the core to drive that power, okay? When I wanna go to the body and get those side parts, I'm just gonna take my body lower by bending my knees, getting down from my legs, okay? Let's cover elbow moves real quickly. So I used a couple big words last week when I showed you the elbows. Ascending just means up, elbow moving up, descending down, elbow coming down. And both times you're using your hip and your abs and my quads to bring it down. So my descending is coming straight down. It's the same move to both sides. I usually have my other hand up to protect my head. My shoulder will protect my jaw, and my other hand will protect my face, just in case someone is coming from the other side. When I'm going up, I'm gonna breeze past my, super cool move, I'm gonna breeze past my ears, and my other hand again is gonna be protecting my face. We can also do a straight elbow coming right across, and my rear elbow coming back. So 1 and 2 is actually 2 moves. 1 and 2. Straight across, straight back. Straight across, straight back. So I'm trying to tap someone's chin. One side, other side. One side, other side. All right? And if we want to get super fancy, my back fist is an elbow and little knock with the back of my fist. And I can do that the other way. Rear elbow, back of my fist. It's a little combo move just to get fancy. I'll show you guys that next week. And my last ones, let's get into the legs. So I'm gonna come back a little bit so you can see it. My knees, I wanna push my hips through, and I'm gonna pull my hands into my shoulders when I'm throwing my knee. I wanna aim that bony part into the stomach like I'm grabbing someone by the shirt, and then I'm gonna drive my knee up into them, and then I can probably run away. I'm not gonna stay and see if it works. I'm gonna get out of there, right? So both sides, if I'm making it fancy, and I can get a little bit higher up by bringing my body higher up. I can also do a roundhouse knee, which is I'm gonna rotate my hip, and that's like if I wanna catch the sides of the ribs when I'm being faced by someone. With my kicks, my front kick or my push kick, so both of them are gonna start with bringing the thigh up, and then you're either gonna extend with your toe, little toe flick, or push, like you're trying to close the door, but you don't wanna walk over there. So even from the other side, I'm gonna start my kick by bringing that thigh up, and I'm either gonna flick my foot to kick, or flex, bring my toes towards me and push, almost like a gas pedal. My side kicks, I'm gonna bring, just like my roundhouse knee, I'm gonna drive my knee into my chest, and then I'm gonna extend out to the side. So I'm gonna bring that knee up, extend, come in and down. I wanna do the other side, same thing. Knee in, drive out, in, and out. All the power is coming from that leg press from the back of the leg. Yeah? When I do my back kicks, I'm gonna turn sideways so you can see it. I'm gonna look over my shoulder on the leg that I'm gonna throw. I'm keeping my balance, and I'm just gonna push that heel out behind me. I'm gonna do the other side, keep my arms for my balance, push those hips back, slight bend in the knee, slight hinge in the hip, kick by pressing that heel to the wall behind me. And my roundhouse kick. So my roundhouse kick, like my roundhouse knee, you can't see my feet, sorry, but you're gonna step your feet out and away, and then you're bringing the hip around. It's hard to do in slow motion. You're gonna bring the hip around and then extend. So it's always bring the hip in, extend for the kick, and come back. And even when I do the other side, bring the hip in, or bring the hip forward, extend, and come out. And I like to use my arms for balance, so you'll often see me have my arm out to lead that kick. Right? And when I want to throw the combo, knee and kick combo, or I can go knee and then kick combo. So they often come together, or a front kick, and then on the, it's really hard to do slow motion, front kick, and then on the other side, back kick. Okay, so here and here. If I want, I could do the same leg, but I like mixing it up for balance. I also like that I can mix up upper body and lower body, because we want to have access to all those things. When we do our forward stance and we're punching up the middle, that's just a different stance from a different martial art. So in Taekwondo, I tend to be sitting straight ahead. In boxing, I'll tend to use my lead foot. With kickboxing, you'll switch your lead feet and your hands are a little bit further, wider apart from your face. With boxing, I'm right up the middle because I'm only using my hands. With kickboxing, I need space to bring my legs into it because we're going to use my legs. With Taekwondo, there's movements, a lot of kicking, and I'm often moving side to side in order to facilitate different moves. Some of the jumps and some of the blocks that you've seen me do, so a decoy, I'm switching my direction so you don't know if I'm going to throw right or left. We'll do weaves. So it's like there's an imaginary string or post, and I'm just sneaking under it so I don't get caught. A bob, straight down like a little duck, or like I'm ducking, not like a quack quack duck. And I want to block with my bob. So with my weave, I can bob and weave, where I bring my hands slightly higher on my head. I can also slip. I can also block. Remember the block that I taught you last week, where you're still looking? And I can also tap hands away. So if someone's punching at me, I can tap their hand away or punch over. Yeah? Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that you had all the moves that you would need, because I want you to know what we're doing before we start doing them, and you don't feel discouraged because you feel lost. So if you need to and you're not sure of what moves are supposed to look like, or I'm going too fast through the classes, come back to this video, do a little refresher, and then jump in class, and you'll have all the moves down and learned by the time you come for the next one. All right?